Hello, all you wonderful people. My name is Nightshade, and I would like to welcome you to another episode of Elite Dangerous. Today, you'll notice that we're in the Pleiades Sector. Something different. When I recorded this, I was doing some Barnacle running, which is basically, going to a Thargoid Barnacle and harvesting meta alloys and selling them to like Donor's Oak, but this time I had a community goal in mind, so we're gonna head on over to the Pleiades Sector OIT 73? No. Probably butchered that. You can just pause the video and see what system we're heading to. But it's planet A6. And we're going to make some money today so that I can finish building my vulture. Or at least that's what the train of thought was when I recorded this episode. So yeah, I've been having a blast with this game so far. I've been loving every little second of it. And today we're going to be getting rich. I modified my Type 6 a little bit. Instead of having like extra cargo space, I replaced that with like a good quality fuel scoop, so I could make the journey out. So yeah, excuse me by the way if you heard me burp. So yeah, we're gonna make money today, and I'm gonna show you how as soon as we manage to get to the 2080 sector. You know what? I was really surprised that I wasn't interdicted by any Thargoids while carrying meta alloys, because I know they can possibly interdict you for carrying meta alloys. I have this theory that meta alloys are actually fruit, and since Thargoids are like maybe insect-based life, they like to eat meta alloys because they probably taste like fruit. Though I don't know what meta alloys taste like, really. Maybe avocado? I couldn't tell you, ladies and gentlemen. So once we reach the planet here in a little bit, we're going to collect a bunch of meta alloys and then make our way to Smithport, I think. Either that or Donor's Oak. Probably Smithport. This might have been before I accepted the whole community goal thing. But oh boy, I made a big chunk of money off of this. So yeah, I guess I'll see you when we get down to the surface of the planet. So here we are, approaching the Thargoid Barnacle on planet A6. Now when you first come here, you won't have this nav beacon to navigate yourself to. You have to find the barnacles from the planet's surface itself and then scan it with your SRV before it shows up as a waypoint, which can be a little tricky since the draw distance for this game is quite minimal. Yeah, I think that's how I want to describe it. And the barnacles aren't the biggest thing themselves, but once you figure out how to use the coordinate system, then you'll be fine. I can't see the coordinates on the video itself because the window that shows the video on my editor is a bit too small, but you can just pause the video and jot down the coordinates for yourself. So yeah, here's the Thargoid Barnacle. Don't want to come into the planet too fast or else you'll ram yourself into the planet's surface, and that won't be good for your hull, obviously. So yeah, just take it nice and smoothly. There you go. 2 barnacles. Now, the money-making method for this is rather simple. Now, what I would recommend is that you have as much cargo space as possible. You don't need Anti Corrosive Racks for this, since meta-alloys are not corrosive to your cargo racks, so that's always a bonus. Like, you have to jump through a couple hoops to get Palin, so... Yeah, if you don't want to do the Thargoid Scout grinding in another system that's in the Pleiades for Palin's missions, this is always a nice alternative. So yeah, our ship is nicely secured on the surface, so let's start making ourselves some money, shall we? Now, don't forget to go up to one of the barnacles and scan it to get it as a waypoint so that you can easily come back here anytime you want. Now, another thing to note is that the organic spires around the barnacles themselves have loot drops as well, which can drop minerals for you, like the stuff that you would normally use to fuel your SRV, stuff that you would use to normally refuel your life support. Let's say your canopy is as useful as a sheet of paper and instantly cracks, then you can use that to refuel your life support if you're low on life support, which I found to be quite useful. So what you want to do is you want to collect the 5 meta-alloys that are scattered around the little barnacle sites. You can only hold 2 at a time, which that's one of my pet peeves. You can't do more than 2. They need to add in a new SRV or add a module that increases cargo rack space to the SRV. Anyway, I'm getting off topic a little bit here. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So what you want to do is you just want to fill up your SRV to maximum capacity, and when your SRV is filled up to maximum capacity, you want to transfer cargo. There are a total of 5 meta-alloys in this particular site, so once you have filled up or taken all the meta-alloys, just transfer it all into the ship cargo, board your ship on the very last meta-alloy, and quit out to the main menu, and then just go back in the very same game mode that you were in previously. Now, be careful, as players might want to compete with you for meta-alloys in open play, so I would really recommend that you do this in either a private group or solo play, because you never know what sort of commander you're going to run into, whether it's going to be a genuine scumbag or a helpful player. I don't think that's a roll of the dice that you necessarily want to take. So yeah, with the SRV's current cargo space of 2, it should only take you 3 trips to totally clear out the entire Barnacle site of its meta-alloy supply. Not too much. It took me a little bit to get used to the SRV controls, but once I got the hang of it, it was easy. So yeah, back to my pet peeve. Well, one of my pet peeves about this game. Like, why? Why would you make the SRV only hold 2 cargo spaces? It's easy to change the value of how much your SRV can hold. Like, you don't even need to do that. Just make more variety in terms of SRVs. How hard could it possibly be? Like, give us a more tanky, military kind of SRV, and then possibly just make a more cargo-oriented SRV. Boom, done. Problem solved. It's just my pet peeves. Like, every 30 or so seconds when I pick up major cargo, the lady's like, your cargo inventory's full. Your cargo inventory's full. your cargo inventory is full. You better go put that in the ship there, eh, boy? Yeah. Exciting, isn't it? Yeah, Frontier, if you're watching this, which I doubt they are, please, for the love of God, go space to the SRV. Give it a buff. I don't care what you do. Just make the cargo space bigger. That is that is the only thing I'm asking for right now. Because it drives me insane. It really does. Anyway, I would recommend coming here with as much cargo space as you can hold. I think this was a video where I had 32 cargo slots and not 36 like I had before. We'll find that here in a minute. Excuse the horrible SRV driving here. I was still kind of getting used to it. Yeah, I would really recommend coming here with as much cargo space as humanly possible. Because more cargo space means more meta-alloys, and more meta-alloys means more moolah. Yeah. I came here with, about, let's see here. Oh, I don't show it. I think I came here with either 32 or 36 cargo space, which decent amount at this point in the game. It'll make me about 3 million in terms of credits for a full meta-alloy haul. 5 million if it's community goal related to meta-alloys, because they jack up the price for individual meta-alloys to like double that, which is really helpful. And I love it, because money. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. Anyway, I'm going to cut now, and I'll see you when we have a full supply of meta-alloys. Ciao. Okay then, we're back. And we've got a full stock of meta-alloys. Now, unfortunately, I didn't know that the Smithport, or the run community goal for the Rogue Runners at the time, accepted meta-alloys, so I missed out on quite a lot of cash, but still a good amount, about 2.5 million. So, let's get going. Oh, I'm still doing the board hopping thing. Yeah. If I haven't explained it already, just quitting out after you harvested the meta-alloys and logging back into your current game mode refreshes the meta-alloy stock. It's a neat little trick that you can use. I think it's not limited to meta-alloys, but just any resource in general, really. There we go. I just kind of mistimed the cut. Full stock of meta-alloys, head to Donor's Oak. Making some decent money. Like, I would recommend, if you're somewhat new to this game, I would recommend getting like maybe 7 or at least 5 million. Because I think maybe 5 million credits is the bare minimum as to what you're going to need to get to the Pleiades Sector. Like, you're gonna need a couple basic things. Item number 1 is a ship with a decent jump range. It doesn't have to be the perfect jump range in the entire world, but it has to be decent in order to get to the Pleiades in a fashionable amount of time. 2, yeah, we're gonna need 3 things actually, my bad. Number 2 is we're going to need a decent fuel scoop, because the fuel scoop will allow you to refuel from fuel stars, because there's not going to be a station in every single system you go to, obviously. So it's a good idea to buy one, and buy the best quality fuel scoop you can afford. And item number 3 on the list is having a good quality frameshift drive. I would at least recommend getting a 4A frameshift drive. Like, I'm betting that you can at least do it with a 3A in some efficient amount of time. But if you really want to get to the Pleiades in a decent amount of time, in maybe like 1 day or so, well, it probably won't take you a day per se, but maybe at least 45 minutes to an hour. Or a little less than that. My calculations may be way off. But anyways, you're going to want a decent frameshift drive. So 3 things. Decent ship, good fuel scoop, good frameshift drive. Those are the only 3 things that you need to get yourself to the Pleiades. Oh, and one more thing as well. For you, the planet A6 with the Thargoid Barnacle will not automatically show up. You don't need an advanced discovery scanner, but it's really recommended that you get one because it'll save on time. Like, you can go ahead and just find planet A6 in the system without having to use an advanced discovery scanner. It'll just take a while to find it. So yeah, I think if my memory is serving me correctly, an advanced discovery scanner will run you about 1.5 million credits. So it's a little pricey, but the 1.5 million, it's worth it because you'll be making that money back in spades soon. Now, there's one thing that you should be very, very, very careful about when you're transporting these metalloys to wherever they need to go. There's a chance that when you're holding Thargoid-related items, that you'll get interdicted by Thargoids, obviously. And this includes metalloys. It's a random chance, I believe, and each instance of hyperdiction can have up to 1 Thargoid or up to 3 Thargoids. One of them being a basilisk, or it could be any number of combinations, really. It could be all basilisks, or it could be all just basic interceptors, but if that does happen, just run the hell away. Put all pips to engines and run the hell away, because they are going to scan you and they're going to want some of those metalloys. So I would recommend just jettisoning one of the metalloys, just don't jettison the whole load. It's not worth risking your entire haul for a destroyed ship and a rebuy cost. Yeah, so that's what I would recommend. Angry flowers. Very angry flowers indeed. Yes, so that's the safest bet. Thargoids are kind of scary for me anyways, probably because I don't have anti-Xena weapons. Although, if you're skilled enough with the AX weapons, just the regular interceptor can now be brought down within like 5 or 7 minutes. Which previously it took like a whole entire wing of commanders to do so. It's quite amazing. Anyways, here we are at Donor's Oak to sell the batch of metalloys. So yeah, that's my advice on fleeing from the Thargoids. Also, another thing to note, don't get within 500 meters of them. They get very angry. Yeah, they don't like it when their personal space has been breached. I know I wouldn't. I mean, who would, actually? They're angry flowers. So yeah, you don't want to mess with them. That's the best advice I can give. Also, human players might want to attack you for your meta alloys because it's a valuable cargo, obviously. So keep an eye out for any chat messages that don't look like they're made by NPCs and rather made by players, because then you're probably going to get interdicted. Then you'll have to defend yourself. I should probably put, excuse me, some basic defenses on my Type 6 transporter, because it's basically defenseless right about now. Yeah, I'm really interested in the Thargoids, by the way. Can't wait for the 2018 updates to start kicking off. I think Frontier has one more surprise for us this December. We'll just have to wait and see, though. Might be a cliffhanger of some sort. Might actually be a ruined hive ship. I don't know anything, really. I just have my expectations nailed to the floor with 100 nails. That's what you kind of have to do with games nowadays. Anyways, we're here at Donor's Oak now to sell the meta alloys, which is the most efficient place to sell meta alloys because it's only a few jumps away. Now, in some systems, obviously, meta alloys will be worth more than others. Like, for example, stations that have been affected by unknown artifacts, meta alloys will sell for more, which is great. But those systems that have been affected by unknown artifacts might not be the closest away from the Pleiades Sector. So for me, Donor's Oak is the best bet.
Scan detected.
This is the last session in the Pleiades before we go back to the bubble. Unfortunately, I didn't record any of my trade community goals. It's basically the same thing, but 20 jumps to run and back to that one planet with the Barnacle. Yeah, not the most interesting. Although, I just wanted to share this little bit of information because new players probably won't know how to farm money efficiently. So this is just one of the many ways that you can farm meta alloys. And as you can see, we'll just go to the commodities market and sell off our meta alloys. I think we make a good 2.5 mil, if I'm not mistaken. There we go, meta alloys. Let's see here. Yeah, just over 2.5 mil, 2.6 actually. Not bad. Not bad at all. And you'll get relationship increases as well. That's all for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. And next time, I'll see you back in the bubble. Ciao.